Good afternoon, good evening, welcome to another 1023 Off the Lip radio show. We have sponsor, one of our sponsors in the house.
Mini clap.
George Johnson over here, sponsors the show. What's your name?
Maria.
You are?
Henry.
You are?
Teresa.
You are?
Evilani.
You are? You are?
Shy.
Wait, come on.
Candy.
You are?
And Clay. Jordan.
Okay, you are?
Isla.
You are?
Esther.
Okay, you are?
Marissa.
You are?
Alex.
You are?
Marie.
And this is Dalmatia.
So they're gonna tune.
No, we're gonna go
Go right into it.
Every second counts. I don't wanna talk to you anymore. All these little games you can
Everybody just tuning in. It's Dalmatia from San Francisco, California.
The first song was called Love Wisconsin, which is an original. And I'm just going to introduce everyone. I'm Autumn, the singer. And next to me,
I'll introduce myself. I'm Anna. I play the bass and sometimes backup vocals.
behind me.
My name is Cole. I just do the drums.
My name is Joe. I'm rhythm guitar. Hello.
My name is Jax. I'm lead guitar.
And we are Dalmatia.
Okay, while we're tuning, I'll just say we have two more songs. The next two are also originals, and other bands that we're kind of inspired by are the Cranberries, Crumb, personally, and other people. I don't know what you guys want to say. Mama, Basement, Crowdcatcher. So The Sundays, yeah. So hopefully, if anyone out there is listening, we catch your ear and you guys like us. But thanks again for Off the Lip Radio Show for hosting us. We really appreciate it.
Quick trivia fact before we go into this one. This was the first ever Dalmatia song written, so hope you enjoy.
It's called The Replacement.
Someone
that's all we have for you today.
Dalmatia social media is
At Dalmatia Band.
out at
Dalmatia
Dalmatia
Band.
Band. All right. Thanks you guys for coming on tonight. That was awesome. Neil, come on over. Tell me what's going on.
Well, thanks guys for coming on. Give a big thank you to TC right here for his store. Hey, our friend is a place tonight. They have these great shows. TC, great shows coming
Yes.
up, right? Who we got?
Lee Solomon.
Lee Solomon.
Yep.
Right? The guy from San Francisco, Bill Martin.
Oh, Bill Martin.
Frank Perotti.
Bill Martin, Channel 2 Weather?
Channel 2 News, yeah.
The Channel 2 guy? All right.
Big time surfer.
Okay.
Great shows coming up.
Possibly a cross-country skateboarder?
That's right.
A lot of stuff
Yeah.
going on. Okay, well, we'll
But the whole camping family working on it.
love that. You can always tune in to offlipradioshow.com, social media.
Let's thank Jordan. Thanks a lot for sponsoring
Jordan,
the
thank
show,
you for
buddy.
sponsoring the show. Yeah. Yeah. Let's build that skate park. I love that. All right, everybody. Dalmatia, thanks again.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Off Lip Radio Show.